Anything I want, gotta have it. Cute face, thick thighs. I got a beautiful mind. I'm better than usual, better than the usual.
Girl, let's get lost, no club tonight.
Yo, what's good? You already know it's me, your boy Bakerboy.
You already know who I am, man. The greatest rapper under 30 years old. It's your boy, Cicero. How's everybody doing, man?
And we back with another M&O hot topic. And Cicero is going to talk about something that we already told you guys is what was going to happen weeks ago.
We did.
And with these sports and these injuries.
With football especially. Obviously, football is a very injury-prone sport, probably the most injury-prone sport. But this year, it's been really, really different. Odell Beckham, I'm pretty sure you heard the news, right? With Odell tearing his ACL and your quarterback, Dak Prescott, having that compound fracture on his ankle and just shattering his ankle. And then Nick Bosa for the 49ers, the best defensive player, goes that he tears his ACL.
Athletes.
Yeah.
Top athletes.
Top professional athletes pay millions of dollars. Best
condition.
condition, pay millions of dollars on their bodies. Devin Bush, who's the linebacker for my Steelers, tore his ACL a couple games ago. We still 6-0 though. Shout out to Steeler Nation. But it just a lot of players, a lot of top-notch key players, just kind of dropping like flies right now, man. Everybody's getting hurt. And what do you think? Like, what do you think has been causing such an abnormal season for them? It's got to be a little bit more than just a bubble.
It's the whole not being in shape, not having training camp.
I think it's
not being in your normal element.
Yeah.
Trying to do more than normal. For instance, I believe
a lot of these players been getting hurt early in the season too.
Yeah,
like Odell just tore his ACL, but like Nick Bosa tore his ACL in like the second game of the season. Prescott went down in what was it, game 4, right? Like week 4, something like that.
People don't understand that a lot of these teams don't even have their full rosters because all the players didn't return.
Yep.
Number one, everything they're doing is different. In football, when you play football for that long, it's repetitious.
Yeah.
Everything you do, your days are repetitious, your eating habits, everything. And the
Workout
fact that they
habits.
never got into, I believe that's why you have teams struggling. I believe that's the biggest problem with the Cowboys and a lot of these other teams. They look like they are not on the same page.
I think it's a lot of teams that didn't expect to even play this year.
Yes, honestly.
And because of that, not preseason, sorry. Well, there was no preseason. That's number one. And that's 4 games that are very important to kind of build some type of momentum, right? So no preseason. Training camp was shortened. And then on top of that, a lot of players probably didn't even think they were going to play. And a lot of players opted to not even play for concerns of the COVID virus. And we've already had a couple COVID cases in the NFL. A Steelers game got postponed a couple weeks because of that. So
it's not a normal season for a sport that's that full of contact. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
with that many players, man,
being like forced to be, have to be in top-notch shape.
Yeah.
And the reality of it is that we talked about this prior to going into a season like this and trying to be able to make something happen that's not meant to be. And I hate to mix the sports, but I want to mix the example with basketball real quick because I think it's very interesting. Something that Skip Bayless even mentioned about how the Clippers didn't want to be there.
Lakers actually didn't want to be there either.
Yeah.
The 2 LA teams didn't want to be there.
Certain teams who can't handle that type of environment, and football is the same way. These guys get you got tested, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Picture that every day. Every single day. Everybody who's been tested knows how uncomfortable it is. They go through that every single day.
For months, those
not
NBA
being
players
able to
did.
go see your families, all this stuff. Not having the freedom that comes with being a superstar athlete. A lot of guys not used to that.
Yeah.
A lot of guys, and let's just be honest.
And it's not a surprise that 2 LA teams were like that. Teams that live in a city like LA with a lot of freedom.
Exactly. If it wasn't for LeBron on that Lakers team, they wouldn't have kept it together.
No, they probably would.
The Clippers was a perfect example. They did not want to be there. So let's go back to football.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, and a lot of people get on the Dallas Cowboys about how they hung up the season. I'm sorry. Not only did they not want to be there, but then you see your starting quarterback ankle get snapped in a disgusting way like that.
See, over now.
I saw people criticizing them for how Andy Dalton got hit, and a lot of people said the Cowboys didn't show any response, whatever. They probably was still in shock.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? After seeing your other quarterback's ankle get snapped, you see your other quarterback head get took off.
Yeah.
They literally probably just froze, and I honestly feel like you're seeing a team who does not want to play.
Yeah.
And you're seeing a lot of players who don't want to play, and because of that, you're seeing a lot of players who didn't want to play, who are trying to play
Because they want their money.
because they want their money. So it's not a typical season.
Yeah.
The athletes who are supposed to be there, think about it. You can say, oh, okay, well, you're going to say that about Dak Prescott? No.
Right.
But his offensive line could have been feeling that way. He was scrambling, running for his life when he got hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The mental stability of this season, I think, takes a special athlete to actually be able to handle it. And you got to truly love the game.
Yeah.
Truly.
Which is why, because in the NFL, it's not like you can just have a bubble. It's way too many players to just have a bubble.
Way too many.
You know what I mean?
That's why they still having COVID cases. All those guys.
Yeah, because they're traveling. That's why they're having COVID cases, because they're traveling. In basketball, you can just have 2 courts and alternate the 2 courts, but you can't do that in football. Where are you going to keep all the players? Where are you going to play all the games? It's too much, which is why they had to take the fans away.
Yep.
But going back to what you were saying about it takes a special kind of athlete to play in seasons like this. It's not ironic that the 2 teams who made the NBA Finals are both 2 teams that are full of dogs and that love the game. Right?
Exactly.
Jimmy and the whole Miami Heat squad is a team that are full of dogs and they just love to hoop.
They love basketball.
And that's why they were there. And LA's the same way. Bron, AD, those guys are dogs and they love to hoop. You look
and they got everybody else on that team to buy into it.
Yeah. Especially, look, man, when you have your best player or your 2 best players buying in, where everybody else is,
You saw it with Dwight Howard. Look how Dwight Howard bought in. Look how Caldwell Pope showed up.
Dwight Howard on other teams would not have shown up like that.
No.
Man. On past rosters, he would have just tapped out.
Look at the shape Dwight Howard's in.
Yeah.
That's all because of LeBron.
Oh, LeBron and
you
AD,
see LeBron over there killing it. You know what I mean? You already got the bad reputation for Kobe saying you're not going as hard as you should have. Now look at him, ripped attacking the basket like he's young again, 34 years old. Yeah. And you see that with certain teams. Pittsburgh Steelers.
Mm-hmm. That's a team. Football. That's a team full of guys who love the ball, man.
Head coach Mike Tomlin. They love football.
They love playing, man.
So you see that on the field. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think you're gonna see that with a lot of teams. The teams who really, 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 really love football, you're gonna see it. The teams who really, really just can't wait to get this season over.
The Pittsburghs and the Kansas Cities and teams like that.
I think Kansas City struggled trying to get their mindset back after winning the Super Bowl.
After winning the Super Bowl. This is a very
weird season.
Because this is a weird season to defend your Super Bowl.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's a very weird season to defend your Super Bowl. You're not playing at home or away, like where you have the crowds and
all of that. The extra hip, pep that you get from home.
You might play games where you might have to have players sit because of viruses or whatever the case may be. So it's a weird season to defend your title.
Yeah. So let us guys know what you think about this season. Do you think that all of these things that we talked about plays into a lot of these injuries, or what do you think causes a lot of the injuries that we're seeing late in these games? Let us know, man. We here. We want to know what you guys think. Me and Cicero will be back with another M&O hot
When I
topic.
go to drive fast, it's gotta be stick shift. Used to work late nights, now I switch to quick shifts. Now I'm killing beats and I don't ever leave a witness. Now my flow smooth, y'all be rapping with the stiffness. If I gotta rap, then I'm spitting with her. When we drop shots, it's like hot shots. Then they pop cots to the hot spot. When you pop shots, it's like pop shots, but we block shots like she cock blocks. I was broke, not anymore. You would make fun of, you would envy more. So why I gotta be friendly for? I just take a trip to the Fendi store and I cop Kobe that's 24. Then I take my girl to cop 20 more. Cause in the bank we got plenty more. I want another drink.